All right, so we are back, and listen, guys, I'm going to keep this video short today. There's no goofy intros. There's no catchphrases or slogans. Okay, I lied. There's one. Today is the finale of our Showstar boxing lead-up, and it's kind of fitting that I said finale because today is my final predictions. But before we do, guys, one last reminder. I am live tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific. Live stream watch party for Showstar Boxing. Can't wait to see you all there. Make sure you're up bright and early if you're on the West Coast, midday East Coast. The UK, obviously, you guys will be ready to go. Showstar Boxing's first card. My final predictions, the breakdown. Let's go. All right, so first off, we have Halal Ham and Salt Poppy. This should have been, in my opinion, on the main card. It's baffling to me they opened the card with this. It's a great fight, and you guys are getting it for free on YouTube. Two big heavies going at it. Quick footwork from both guys. Quick hands from both guys. Previous experience for Halal Ham. Salt Poppy never done this in an actual ring, but looks very good in sparring. Very good on the pads. Very good in everything he does. But it is different under those lights. You can ask Halal Ham. And a lot of these fights are going to be the same for me, and it's going to be my heart versus my head. And in this one, my heart says Salt Poppy. My head says Halal Ham because of the experience. Okay, give me Salt Poppy. I want Salt Poppy to win this fight. Nothing against Halal Ham. I just love Salt Poppy. I'm taking him. Give me a decision. Salt Poppy by decision. Next fight, Stromedy versus Austin Sprints. I don't know anything about Austin Sprints other than that Stromedy's tried to pants him like 3 times now. Don't know what the deal is there. Stromedy, I've seen box a couple of times. Nothing too impressive. This fight, I have no fucking clue. I'm just going to go with Stromedy because I've actually seen him punch a person, move a fist in a forward direction toward an actual individual. That's literally all I have to go off of. They did put Anthony Pretty Boy Taylor on the card. I don't know who he's fighting. I saw it was Mellow Fellow. Give me A.T. because I'm a big Anthony Taylor fan, and I've actually seen him before. Give me A.T. in a decision. All right, then we have Ryan Taylor, DK Money. This fight, I've been kind of going back and forth on. I've thought, okay, well, DK Money's been in there. DK boxed on the bare knuckle fighting card. He did, and he lost that fight to Nick Ireland, but he was still there. But Ryan Taylor's a fucking wild man. He is just wired differently in here. There is a little bit of that tentative nature from DK as far as like interacting with him, but in the ring, I do think experience is going to speak volumes for DK here. Toss up, I'm going to stick with DK Money because I've seen him do it and because he has experience. DK Money in another decision. And this fight here is very interesting. This is one of my favorite fights on the card. And of course, I'm talking about Minicon Arms Corleone. Heavyweight boxing is different. This is where experience doesn't necessarily win you the fight because at this weight, and I'm assuming both guys are 220 plus, one shot ends the fight. A guy like Arms, because he is so lean and he is so jacked, sometimes when you get into a sport like boxing that is more cardiovascular based, those muscles need more blood, and the more they need, the bigger they swell, and the slower you are, and the more stiff you are. And of course, all that could be nothing. Arms could walk out here and knock Minicon out in the first fucking round, but so can Minicon. He does have a snappy jab, and I said this in the open workout breakdown, it doesn't take much at heavyweight. He could win this fight just behind his jab if it's effective. I'm taking Minicon with the, I guess, upset. The next fight I could give 2 fucking shits about. I hope Kristen Hamby wins because Vitali's a piece of shit. That's all I got. All right, so let's talk the co-main event, man. This one is the one that I am just torn on. I'm talking, it's down the middle for me because you have King Kenny, who he had one of the best open workouts I've seen for a guy that's just started this, has just become part of this YouTube boxing scene. There was no wasted movement. He was really nice and light on his feet. That jab was crisp. You saw him slipping shots on the pads and on the noodles. All that stuff looked amazing. Now, it doesn't mean squat if he can't do it with another individual in front of him. And not only another individual, but a guy that is 6'4", does have a little bit of a longer reach, has been training as long, if not longer, than Kenny has. The problem is, we haven't seen diddly fucking squat from Temper. I just haven't seen anything. You can't underestimate a guy because you haven't seen things, but you can't overestimate him because of the things you haven't seen, if that makes any sense. I think both guys are in shape. Kenny actually came in weighing more than Face Temper did, and that is something I worry about because Temper is naturally a guy that's my size, 6'3" or 6'4", 200 pounds. He came all the way down to, what, 170 pounds? And I saw him at the weigh-ins. He looked great. I just don't know how it affects his chin, if he gets touched. If you're King Kenny's camp, you need to put pressure on Temper early. He is in a different country. He is fighting for the first time, as is Kenny, but Kenny's at home. You can find a way to shake some confidence early in Temper, behind the jab, moving forward with control, not just winging shots. That will pay dividends as the fight goes on. Hit Temper with something that does shake his confidence a bit and makes him fight off that back foot, that would be the path to victory in my mind. If you're a face Temper fan, I think you're going to want to watch out for Temper on his back foot because he is a bit dangerous there, right? He will wait back, plant, and start to throw. If Kenny gets a little lazy with his jab, look for that check lead hook over the top because remember, Temper is a southpaw. Ultimately, in a very close fight, razor thin, I think Kenny probably wins a couple of the early rounds, and Temper's gonna have to battle back from underneath. And listen, you guys know that it's hard for me to pick with my head, and in this case, fuck that, dude. I'm picking with my heart. Give me King Kenny over face Temper, and listen, this could be considered an upset. Temper is the bigger guy. Temper is technically more experienced in combat sports. I think Kenny has the discipline. I think he has the technique to find his way inside, to start to rip the body of Temper. And listen, I'm a big fan of Temper too. He has all the ability to win this fight. Just because I haven't seen it doesn't mean it isn't there, but it's just hard to pick something you haven't seen. And then we have the main events, and this fight is almost the same thing. It's almost no different from the co-main, other than the fact that Deji has doubled the experience of Alex in ring time, in ring walks, in just the environment of being in that ring in front of a packed crowd, which is a massive factor, by the way. And that's going to be, I think, where he needs to lean on his strength. Being in there, having done this is such a key thing that people are just not realizing. Alex's ability to handle that will be a massive factor. And if Deji jumps on him early and Alex never really gets a chance to adjust, we could see Deji take this fight over and possibly win by stoppage. He has stopping power, no doubt about it. But on the other side, you have Alex's measurables, his physical traits, his reach, his height, which we saw in the face-off. He is a little taller than Deji. His size, he's going to outweigh Deji. He's got those broad shoulders. And really, it's going to be Alex using that physicality, popping his jab, making Deji uncomfortable. And if that happens, and the more Alex starts to frustrate Deji, we could see the old Deji, the desperate Deji, come out. Deji cannot allow himself to get walked down. But if Deji's on the front foot and he is commanding this fight, he is leading this fight with his jab, with the ability to slip shots, come inside, bang like we saw in the open workouts, I think that's the most successful place for Deji. Inside of Alex's range, eating up the body and trying to wear at the gas tank of a guy that's never been in there. Question is, will his fitness hold up, and will it hold up for the duration of the fight? Ultimately, man. I'm going Deji because he has to win this fight. He has to if he's going to continue doing this. I want to go with Alex because I think he has no pressure. I think he can come out and really dictate the pace with his jab. And again, behind that jab can frustrate Deji, but there's something to be said for a man that's desperate. There is something to be said for a man that cannot lose. Career on the line. Deji in his hometown has to get this done. And by the way, the fools that I didn't pick, no disrespect. I'm just picking based on what I can see and what I have seen. And there you go. That's it. Those are my picks. Let me know what you guys think down below. I want to see you 9 a.m. tomorrow right here. And one last time before Saturday, we'll ask the question. The training is over with. You can't go back and fix it. You hope that they put in the work. And now, under the lights and between those lonely ropes of the squared circle, US versus UK. Who wins? We're less than 24 hours away. And I guess we'll find out.